Meghan has suffered yet another brutal new blow as the latest polls reveal a devastating truth about the Sussexes. Do some digging online and you can find the very first time that pollster YouGov included Meghan in their royal research in November 2017. If there is one lesson they could and should take, it's swings and roundabouts. If the Sussexes need some cheering up, they should look to none other than King Charles. The shocking news just come after the Prince of Wales has been given the title of the Great Master of the Order during the ceremony, which includes the oath-taking and installation of 5 knights. The service for the Order of the Bath takes place every 4 years, with the sovereign traditionally attending every other service. It is the first time King Charles and Prince William have been seen together since VE Day celebrations earlier this month, with the father and son along with other senior royals putting on a united front following Prince Harry's bombshell. BBC interview on May 2. It is believed the King and William are not on talking terms with Prince Harry at the moment. Half of Brits had a positive view of the California native, putting her ahead of the then Prince Charles. And now? On Wednesday, the poll reported that the UK's support for Meghan, long since the Duchess of Sussex, has fallen to an all-time low. 20% have a positive view of her and 65% have a negative one. This polling is just the latest sign that she and other half Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, a newly outed hat fancier, are losing the battle of public opinion. Sure, you say. These numbers, they only asked the Brits. They've never liked Meghan. But Americans aren't exactly that crash hot on the 43-year-old entrepreneur either. A second poll from YouGov and The Times asked 1,300 U.S. adults about their views on the Sussexes, and the results are not exactly swooning. A positive view of her was reported by 41% and 25% negative, putting her on a net rating of 16%. Harry might just beat her in the US, with a net rating of 35, but Prince William, the destroyer of dog bulls, still beats them both with 53%. 5 years after touching down in the United States, Meghan and Harry are still struggling to win over the supposedly land of the free. The numbers are about as cheery for Harry. In the US, he fares better but is still stuck behind his older brother. In the UK, the Duke has a -36% approval, the lowest numbers he has registered since 2023. The Duke recently had a tough time tracking down his friend in the busy streets of London. On May 10, he was caught on camera by a surprised local, knocking on their door in search of a friend. Allegedly, poor Harry knocked on at least 3 incorrect houses before finding the right one. Safe to say, the unsuspecting resident never dreamed an actual prince would show up at their doorstep. As one resident revealed that their housekeeper opened the door for the clueless prince, but had not recognized him. They said, "We were shocked to see it was him on the camera. We only really noticed once neighbors started talking, and then we were like, oh yes." Speaking about the incident, another source who spotted the prince revealed, 2 of the houses he knocked at are at completely opposite ends of the road, which is about half a mile long. I don't think many people would just walk down a road knocking on doors, let alone if you don't feel safe. Many opined that the prince's actions come as a surprise, given that he alleged in his BBC interview that he felt unsafe without his taxpayer-funded security. Interestingly, a few days back, the Duke reportedly had also stayed at pal Lord Charles Vivian's posh home and had taken an unthinkable security risk. A Deliveroo driver was spotted arriving at Vivian's £8 million townhouse in Chelsea with food, despite royals usually avoiding such deliveries for safety reasons. Former royal bodyguard Ken Wharf slammed the Duke and said, "It's unbelievable that such a high-profile person, who considers themselves to be such a high-security risk, would allow themselves to have a Deliveroo driver arrive at a house with no idea of who they are and what they might be carrying in their bag." The Sussexes are reportedly secretly supporting Brooklyn Beckham and his wife Nicola Peltz amid their feud with David and Victoria Beckham. The couple appears to have distanced the couple from reports that they are helping Brooklyn Beckham and his wife Nicola Peltz from their infamous fallout with David and Victoria Beckham. The insider has said that the feuding couple were not directly invited by Harry and Meghan to a party at their Montecito mansion last week. It comes after the source reported that the quartet that Meghan and Nicola found common ground after both women were accused of wrecking their husbands' families.